Where do we begin?
At the beginning.
I'm just trying to remember where the beginning was. It was like over a year and a half ago. It just started, I guess it started the way every album starts, with demoing instrumentals and then sending it over to Marcus. But I think it was the same for me, but different for them because they were working a lot more intimately together on the topics and working with the music and going back and forth, I think.
Yeah, I guess once we started getting stuff from Jon, that's when we started figuring out what to talk about. And I guess early on we could tell by the tone of what Jon was writing in the music, the kind of direction we'd want to write about. I know what would have been the first songs, like Bloodline was one of the first ones that came through.
Yeah.
And that song, definitely was, I guess, the starting point of, opening up about my personal story and, my youth and growing up. And then I guess from there it just kind of snowballed. It's just, I have a lot to talk about, I guess, on that topic, so there's a lot about that.
Yeah, I think it was Bloodline and Talking Heads were the first two songs that I think opened up the doors to the new sound. Talking Heads being a heavier one, and I guess the lyrical concepts. Those were the first two. It was relative to the mental state that I was in, and I think also I think everyone as well, like with our careers, we weren't really sure what was going on either, and I think it was just a release, as all music is, making chill parts that you might have heard in old Northlane songs. There just wasn't a place for it, so that's probably why it sounds that way. Yeah.
I guess, like I said, that's where a big influence of the vocals came from, was just hearing that dark sound. And anything we've written about before, as dark as it might be in previous music, like there was nothing like this in the sound of Northlane prior to this, so definitely inspired the kind of more personal dark sound of the stories of the songs.
Yeah. Same thing for the clean stuff, like the chill side to Northlane. It's the same.
And I think all the singing stuff, it isn't necessarily like a pretty or not necessarily pleasant at all times. Like there's moments, but even then, those are the songs that are still touching on more emotional things, I guess. So songs like Sleepless or Rift, they're soft songs, I guess, but they're still coming from a pretty dark place. So there's never really any, it's not a whole lot of light, I guess.
Yeah, and then the music and the lyrics are catered to each other.
Yeah.
In what you just said with Sleepless, like a heavy topic.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that is kind of a heavy, it's still Sleepless, it's still...
there's still a heavy topic, just presented in a different way that, might sound pretty, but isn't really, the place it's coming from isn't really like that at all.
No.
I think that helped, like us having so much time to write these songs as well. That helped kind of, I guess, both musically and lyrically and vocally, like that helped us link both of them, I guess, with a lot more intention, I guess.
Yeah.
Not just throwing a bunch of different ideas around and hoping it sticks. It all came from, a place of that.
There were definitely times where we were developing songs and there was a part that I really liked in it, and then the lyrics came on top and like the vocal styles came on top, and maybe the end of the song was developed, and then all of a sudden there were these parts that I liked that just didn't fit, and they didn't fit anywhere else either. Maybe they'll be used for something else, but like there's another example of just like over time developing these songs, finding that you start making, I guess you just start focusing the songs, like is it a heavy song, is it a nasty song, is it a sad song, and then just figuring out what isn't that, and just going for it.
Well, Sleepless, Rift, I guess 4D as well, like it's still a pretty heavy song at points, but I think it's more so like it's separating just heavy and soft. I just think it's a different type of heavy to what we've done before. I guess it's like influenced, I guess, from your end, from like darker electronic music, which used in the right context is like extremely dark and heavy. But it's not coming from the same kind of angle I think Northlane has come from before. Which I guess we've never been like that really. No. We've always tried to do something different from the album before or anything we've done before. So it's, I guess, not. I don't know. I feel like we're expected to slowly transition our sounds and change them. So I don't think it will be too much of a shock that we're changing, but I think the change will be something people won't see coming.
I guess just it is all kind of heavy, but I feel like heavy is an overused word, and like electronic music can be heavy, and that was kind of the what would you call it? It's just like an anchoring point to kind of keep coming back to. As electronic as you wanted to get, as long as it was still like intense. Like we could do it. We could get away with it. So I guess that was kind of, that maybe could be a thing that we tried to do differently. Just push how intense you can make that type of music. This rock electronic hybrid.
Yeah, because it's a lot easier to just tune your guitar down as low as it goes and write a dissonant breakdown. But that has its place, but I guess for where we wanted to come from and the different influence we had on this, it's a lot different to that.
For me, the influences weren't like artists or bands per se. They were more like the sounds themselves, like, or genres, if you wanted to call it that. I guess it was like an exploration of tempos. Someone said something, actually a few people said something over the last 3 years, that like a lot of our songs kind of just happen, and they kind of don't really, like, even though there are tempo changes between the songs, they all kind of had the same feeling. So that got me kind of investigating into like what different tempos can do for you. Like Citizen is like a halftime rock song for the whole time, but if you go double time to that same tempo, it's like a drum and bass tempo, and I don't think anyone would ever expect that. So that's an example of just some stuff that we tried to do.
Yeah, I think vocally it was just a matter of like, every time we do stuff, I like to just explore what I've learned from just touring and getting more practice, I guess, as a vocalist. But also, I guess from that, like, there's a lot of different styles of singing that I've done with this newer stuff that I hadn't really tackled before. I guess there's more of like a gritty under your voice type thing that, I've actually been listening to like heaps of Slipknot lately, and like I was thinking to myself the other day, I'm like, he might actually be like one of my favorite vocalists, Corey Taylor, because he's actually so insane, like, and just that emotion you're able to hear in someone's voice by just, I don't know, using this scream in so many different ways, not just going as hard as you can for the sake of it. To be, even though it is heavy, it's not always like presenting that emotion you're trying to put out in that way.
I think the music called for it too. I don't think like we're like, okay, we're going to try all these different vocal styles because we haven't done them before. I think it got to a part in the song and we maybe tried a bunch of different things that we'd done and they just didn't work. And then we just started, trying some other things, and that was just, it's just a giant puzzle, really.
Because there's so many things you can do with a voice. You can sing something in 4 or 5 different ways. It might be the same melody or pitch or whatever, but there's different levels of aggression or pulling it back that you can do. Like there's What's even in Gin, like there's a chorus that is falsetto the first 2 times, and the last one is full voice, and just how that performance changes it so much. It's there's so much to explore musically and vocally to present different emotions and feelings. So I guess once again, with all the time we had to do that, it was perfect to really investigate something different.
The YouTube comments would tell you that there's only 2 different types: the singing and screaming.
Yeah. Cleans and uncleans, heavies, unheavies.
And there's that word again, heavy.
Yeah, but do your heavies, bro.